Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a new episode of the Fintech Hunting Podcast. We've got a very special guest for you today. She's an industry thought leader, a capital markets expert. She specializes in innovative product and pricing solutions, and she's also one of the most listened to on all of the Fintech Hunting Podcasts. Please help me welcome back to the show, Eloise Schmitz, CEO and co-founder of LoanNext. Eloise, it's great to have you back.
Michael, thank you for having me. It certainly is continuing to be an interesting year and an interesting market, and very excited to talk about it with you.
It certainly is, and you always share such thoughtful insights. Let's kind of dive right in. Talk to me a little bit about where we at in the market. We're about October 1st. Tell me kind of where you're seeing the market right now.
So it's interesting. I was doing a little, in advance of this, doing a little look back at the volumes in the market over the past 8 months, all the way through August. And we've been seeing some decline in expected growth for the year because the rates came down a little slower than expected. But we're also seeing growth in the market over last year. And so that's been great to see. And with the non-agency side has been a big stimulus to that growth, supporting self-employed borrowers, gig employees, investment property owners, things like that have been really driving a lot of growth in the market. So we're seeing a really interesting market with a lot of really positive momentum, but not a traditionally positive momentum, which has been make it more interesting.
Talk to me about why non-QM, non-agency is so critical in today's market, not just for a lender to survive, but if they really want to thrive and start growing, why do they need to include non-QM in their arsenal?
Well, the traditional non-QM products, were such a tiny percentage of total volume that if you were an originator, it's like, okay, I might be missing that, 5% of the market, but it's okay. But now it's really a much larger part of the market. And if you're an originator, you don't want to be serving 80% of the market. You want an opportunity to serve 100% of the market.
That's right.
So it's really about, making sure you have access to all the products that all your potential borrowers may need. That just opens you up with an ability to serve more. I mean, it is tight, profitability is tight, getting access to volume is competitive. So making sure you have access to all the products is really, really important.
Well, let's dive into that a little because some of the pain points you just mentioned are, okay, the margins are tight, giving access to your loan officers. You have a wonderful phrase that you have coined, and I love it. If you can't see it, you can't sell it. Explain to me why, if lenders are truly going to offer these non-agency and non-QM products, they have to open up their tech arsenal and give people the tools they need to be able to sell the right products.
Thank you for that. And I do firmly believe if you can't see it, you can't sell it. And I'm going to take it one step further and say, not every pricing engine is built the same. Even though these products may be in another pricing engine, they may not make it very easy to have confidence that what your eligibility and pricing are, if you know what the right questions are to ask through some of the soft guides and some of the other attributes that are required to qualify for those loans. So, from a perspective of, historically an outsider, and I looked at this industry and I was like, wow, if loan officers just had access, transparency, confidence in what they're selling to their borrowers, if they can see it, then they can sell it. And really, it's all about augmenting tools. You don't have to change your current tools and your current workflows, just augment them so that you've given your loan officers that confidence and that visibility into these products that really are, being a problem solver for your borrowers is super important.
Couldn't agree more. And it's having that right technology, but I love how you phrase it, augment. You don't have to rip and replace. You don't have to throw everything out. Use what's working and then augment it so that you can offer these products. The loan officers can see them, they can sell them, and at the end of the day, do what's best for the actual borrower.
Yeah. And I'm really excited. We've been continuing to open LoanNext in, say, people's Encompass environment right alongside their EPPS environment or their OB environment or even their poly environment. So it's really that augmenting is really a very easy implementation because it doesn't require ripping anything out like you just talked about, but it gives all those incremental tools, it's been really great to watch clients that have been using LoanNext for years, but outside of their system, starting to launch it inside their system.
I love it. You guys are doing some incredible things, and we're going to get back to that in a second. But you also have some pretty big news. You're going to be leading a discussion and a panel at MBA Annual coming up here in October in Las Vegas. Tell me a little bit about the panel. I know you guys have a wonderful set of panel members on that, but give me a little bit more about the panel.
Yeah, so it's going to be great. We have an amazing panel. We have eResi, we have MaxX, we have A&D, we have FICO, and I am forgetting
North Point.
North Point, yes.
I saw that on the
So we've
list.
got a lot of things covered, on the panel, from origination to changes in FICO to how you're warehousing, and that's super exciting on what we're getting covered. But we're really all coming together to talk about how important this part of the market is, how to be able to be on top of those changes and understanding what's available to you.
I love it. And so if you're going to be at MBA Annual, join this session. It's one you do not want to miss. It is October 20th. It is from 3 to 4. It's why the non-agency market is a must for your success. Eloise, I know you'll kill it. You'll do a great job, and you have such a fantastic panel. So as we talk about all these things that are going on in the market and why it's so important to give loan officer these tools and why lenders have to open up the tools that they're allowing their loan officers to use so that they can see it, they can sell it. What are some of the other cool things that LoanNext is working on? I know you've mentioned exceptions. Tell me about that.
Wow. Well, I think people that are active in this industry already know that the non-agency side of the market is about 40% exceptions. Now, a large portion of those exceptions are at the original, something's falling outside, the loan amount is too high, or the loan to value is just a little bit out of reach. And then there are other kinds of exceptions like documentation exceptions and so forth. But when you're trying to price a loan and it's falling out of those matrix items, the legacy way of handling it was go fill in a form that's sort of a PDF form and send it in and follow up by email, and it was all out of system. And so what LoanNext has done is we've launched a really in-system line item exception tool that is really cool. So then as an exception is approved, those rules have been just modified to support that specific exception, and it allows the lock process to flow. So as you're doing relocks and you're doing extensions or anything else with that loan, it doesn't require going out of system. So we're super excited about it. It is a really, really slick way. So now we've got an easy way to discover the products. And then even if you have to ask for an exception, which is not uncommon in this part of the market, it keeps it in system, it makes it really simple and intuitive, and it's really, really exciting. So if anybody wants to find out more about it, please reach out. But that is really a sort of a revolutionary way of approaching that part of the workflow.
You guys are always bringing innovation to the marketplace. It's exciting to see it, and it's solving real world common problems that lenders are facing and making it easier for them to do their job and their business. Eloise, what's next for LoanNEX?
Really just hopefully having a lot of customer meetings and educating people on how we can solve things for them. So more than anything, extending these services out to our retail clients so that they're not using it out of system, but moving it in system and streamlining workflows for people. So I really feel like it's a very consultative kind of solution that we work with our clients to understand what works best for them. So it's an exciting time. This market is not going to be going away. There is so much institutional demand. There still is a shift away from depositories holding this on their balance sheet. And so it's moving more of it into, more products that are not as much portfolio products. And that just requires having good partnerships with your counterparties. And they may be different kinds of partnerships than you're used to traditionally. So the more tools you have to make it easier, then you can see it, you can sell it, all those pieces. But that's really what we're focused on right now, is just really solving problems, making the solution work for more clients.
Well, and you do such a good job of truly working with them as a partner, not just as a tech provider and it's a transaction and here you go, but you want to do those discoveries. You work with them. You guys put on monthly webinars and trainings. You do a number of calls with such a fantastic job. And I think that's why you're getting so much traction in the marketplace. Eloise, if people, besides seeing you with your panel at MBA Annual on that money, what's the best way people can meet with you guys at MBA, see exceptions in action and how it works? What's the best way they can get a hold of you guys?
Just reach out to sales@loannext.com and we will get you set up. Really appreciate you asking. It's exciting times and we're happy to meet with as many people as want to hear about how we can open up more access to more products and more volume.
And you don't have to wait for MBA Annual. You can definitely reach out to them now. But if you will be in Las Vegas, don't miss this session and don't miss the opportunity to talk to Eloise and her incredible team. They do such a good job of truly understanding your needs and really delivering the products and services that will best meet those needs. Eloise, I can't thank you enough for being a guest on this episode of the Fintech Hunting Podcast.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. See you in Las Vegas.